fight night.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I guess that's what we're going to chit chat about.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever we want to start with. I know we had talked about this because
You're cutting out.
or the
Yeah, you're
for
cutting
the winner of fight night is now changed to a test rig.
Yeah, you're cutting out really bad, Mason. But I
Can you hear me
got...
better now?
Yeah,
Hello.
now I can.
Dang.
Well, I don't know, but what Mason just said
Is
is...
it a little better?
Not really. But what Mason just said was we was going to talk about a little bit on this. If y'all seen the Fight Night ordeals, normally they would do anything with a belt, or you see a belt highly used in the kind of the speed QB kind of world, which that would be boss as hell to have a belt. I mean, I know Esme
Right.
would that would be super dope to have.
I don't think I would purposely wear it all the time.
I would not take that damn thing off. Like, I wouldn't. I'd be flexing it all the time.
That and like a Windex bottle and a rag, just always walking around shining it for no reason.
Yeah, no cap. And this guy that's in the on the stream here on the picture from the video. This is from KWA Insider. He was, I believe, if I understand correctly, I believe this is the guy, the creator of Slaughter Gang, like Slaughter, or not Slaughter Gang, but Slaughter. Excuse me. Shout out to Slaughter Gang for that one. Slaughter. And he says something about a specific town. Don't quote me on the town. Was originally for a small time called Slaughter. I don't know why behind that. And he was from that town, so he kind of brought that vicious slaughter kind of idea to Airsoft. And this is the guy that did that. And he was the creator of this belt, or excuse me, this rig for this one, for the 2021 Fight Night Championship. Which is super dope, man. Like, I mean, I would love to flex on a damn, chest rig, just as much. I mean, I don't know how much I'd wear that damn thing, just because it's like, just flexing on it. But E, if you can let it play for a second, let him talk about it for a second,
Yeah.
and then that'd be kind of. Whoa, turn it up.
So you can still use it to play aircraft.
My bad.
It's kind of important.
I think it kind of plays to the speed softer.
A
And
little
it's
bit.
not, the championship belt, that's definitely cool.
Yeah.
But to wear something proud on your chest,
Yeah,
to me that's
like,
very speed soft.
you can show up and you can just, it's like the ultimate, like, plus you're just now breaking gold and everyone can see you and F that guy.
That's a baller move. Can you, tell us how you made it?
So how it was made is it's based off of an LBX chest rig. It has a lot of patch real estate or a lot of Velcro real estate. And so when it came to putting this thing together, it had to, not only just hold up, but it had to be sturdy, it had to be strong, and I wanted it to be still functional. Like, you can take everything off and you can still utilize it for whatever gameplay you suits your fancy. So how it's all put together is there's these little Velcro tabs right here, and had some of these custom multicam black panels made for each one of these different panels that houses a different part of the championship belt. This is all removable by a piece of Velcro flap, which is also an LBX piece. Basically just drilled holes into it, put grommets in it, and it's actually really well put together, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So, and on the back, it's got a smaller little plaque, so everyone who's behind you can also see that, bask in your glory. It was a really fun concept to bring to life, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. Can you imagine going to a field and somebody just arbitrarily just wearing this around the field, and you're like, who the fuck is that guy?
A nice little target to shoot. But,
Oh yeah.
Bask in that.
well, you couldn't help but flex on this.
Kinds of groups on this project, like KWA and SpeedQB.
I feel very fortunate.
Yeah,
to
so
work with a lot of different.
I don't know, man. I personally just think that's pretty badass, just having a belt or a rig. Just changes it up a little bit. And this Fight Night itself seems to have been taken off a lot. I don't know, it's drawing a whole lot more people's interest. Personally, would love to see that kind of thing over here. I mean, I know we was talking about this half hour ago, 45 minutes ago. about having one here. But hopefully, hopefully, due time. I mean, anybody from Nashville see this? I mean, I'm just saying, Jackson. I'm just saying, Ethan. You know, let's call them up. Let's get a fight night going over in Nashville.
No, it'd definitely change the game over here. Like for us as teams trying to get something started over here, and then for the East Coast PQB world I feel like it'll definitely create a foothold for us to get some people's interest.
Yeah,
get people to realize what's really going on over here.
And see, the thing is too with this one is they have a $10,000 cash prize. I mean, bruh. I mean that shows alone that there's some real money in this, and that they're actually showing some real prizes opposed to just a belt or bragging rights. That you get some actual you're gonna make some bread off this. So which is cool too, because it almost takes it out of the like. I mean, just say me and you, we're going out here, we're gonna battle it out. At the end of the day, we still homies, no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
And on the field, we're homies, but when there's 10 grand. Bro, we homies, but that's $10,000, man. Like I'm just saying. I mean, I'll take you out to. We'll get a steak and stuff, if I happen to win that. But
nah, but like I get what you're saying. Like it's, and I feel like that's gonna draw a lot of people's attention in our way, which is cool. But at the same time, I don't want it to draw in the wrong attention.
Yeah, you know what? You have a strong point there. I think it definitely could. But I think skill is going to come down to everything. The wrong tension, the kind of guys that would come in there, I think they'd get whittled out pretty quick. I mean, especially for situations where you got with competitors now like Rooster and Dom, who we was talking about earlier. And personally, I think Dom going to take it home. I think he's going to take his 10 home. If it ain't him, it's definitely Rooster. I'm definitely shouting them two out for that one. Because like you even said it yourself. I mean, Dom's a one-ball genie. That dude's got a crack shot and he's quick at it. I think he's a damn good player. But I think ultimately, man, the ones with skill and stuff will start whittling out people that are there with just bad intentions. But man, 10 grand, bro. I mean that's a good thing to start showing some stuff like that, man. Because I mean, I know the little tournaments and stuff we do. I mean, our best hope from what we're playing with now, especially in Nashville, is to put a poster on the wall, and we've successfully done that. I want to put more. As PBZ goes, I want to put these teams out. I want to, see us up there, 12 posters of a year. But, logically that ain't going to happen, because we got some hella competition to play against. But, it's kind of cool just to think of things growing like that. It's like, man, maybe the more as it comes over here to the mid and to East Coast, we start seeing some prizes like that, so for some teams. Maybe to have a belt, just to carry that, especially for places like SS, Nashville, and then hopefully at some point HTK will get on this bandwagon of having, a monthly tournament. I mean, maybe even carrying a belt, like the whole team, gets to carry this belt, bring it back, you get to hold this thing till the next tournament and see if you can keep it or lose it, This is a damn WrestleMania, kind of situation, and I think, because I know a lot of it, we do, and I know I can speak for a lot of other players, is that we put a lot of, the hell with the money. The money's going to come as we love this sport more than anything, and we spend the money on it. But the point of being is that we have passion in this, and to recognize, seeing $10,000 on this really shows that they're taking that serious, that people have a passion, have a skill, have all this. There's some real, meaty players out there. I think that's awesome, man. And
I don't know, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of comments in this for even mentioning it, but a lot of what we're doing, or a lot of what we're seeing right now, is basically how NX3 got started. I'm talking NX3 paintball.
Yeah.
A lot of what we're seeing now, competition showing up left and right. And then you got the East Coast versus West Coast
You
tournaments.
talking
The
about
East Coast,
NXL paintball?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see we just got back done with a couple months ago, the East Coast regional tournament.
Yeah.
Now there's a West Coast regional tournament. And then there's going to be that spark of conversation, or this conversation already started. East Coast versus West Coast. Who's got it on what side on top 10 baddest teams between the East and West Coast, and then the $10,000 prize given out for KWA Fight Night. I feel like it's a push in the right direction for all these teams, for basically us, the players, to drive to keep going. Like there's no.
So like a top, so basically something to push towards. Like we want to take it to the championship.
Right.
So like a national. I mean, a national championship would be awesome. It really would. I'd like to see that personal. I mean that kind of thing. Predator said something curious on how, or I'm sorry, his statement was, or his question statement kind of, it was curious how they would make this kind of tournament more accessible to the Midwest folk. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it'd be a pain in the ass to try to fly out to the West where everything's going on for the most part. I mean, I've been sharing videos that SpeedQB's been putting out. These events that they've been doing. They got the pistol and shotgun only one. They just released the Halloween one they did. What's kind of like our domination one we did over here at HTK. There's just a lot going on over the West Coast, and I know for sure we want to bring that flavor way over here. Not just to have to travel there, but actually have our own thing over here in the Mid and the East Coast. I think that'd be super raw. But the thing is, I mean, we've had this conversation 100 times. Like, where would we start? Like, I mean, I know as PBZ, I mean, our most dominant field is at ACS. So I'd like to see ACS do some more things like that. But ultimately, man, I mean, we ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump from SS, HTK, Nashville, and hey, man, super shout out again to Kenny and their team with Ethan to the new Valhalla turf field coming. I think that one's going to really crack some dynamite. I got that feeling for him.
I feel all right. So to answer the question on how we would get the that basically started this way is what we're doing right now. I mean, you look at it towards the beginning. Cali really wasn't that heavy into airsoft. I mean, it started over there, but it wasn't as heavy as it is now until stuff just started to grow. And then look where they're at now. Like you said, we had after the tournament the big old, I forgot what I even was about to say. But the night event.
Yeah, the domination game.
Yeah, the domination event. I mean, it's just gonna take little situations like that. But with that being said, I feel like we're already in the midst of it right now. Our issue is we have fields. California has more. And that's kind of where we're falling at. We have enough fields to hold events and do stuff like that, but Cali just has pretty much all of them.
I agree that they are outnumbering us. So I know you got homework going on in the background there, but what you got on it, Mason? What's your thoughts? Can you not hear me?
On yeah, I hear
just
I hear
all
you.
of it.
I mean, yeah, like yeah, the Midwest is definitely growing. I mean, you think about where we were at not even 6 months ago, man. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of commitment and the willingness to drive and travel. And really, I mean, I think if more people would just get into it and take the leap of faith that all of us took and get a good group of guys, I mean, this sport will grow a lot. You gotta not be afraid of taking that leap, because trust me, we hopped out there on our first tournament not having a clue what we were doing, and still had a lot of fun that day. That was a blast.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and to think of, all three of us are in some of the same chats. You know, we got one chat going on with, I think we're touching 6 states, 5 states of different teams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All you gotta do is reach out and network, man. I mean, that's the biggest way to grow anything is just talk to people. You like, I can promise you, out of everybody on PBZ, you could damn near reach out to any of us and just shoot us a message, and we're not gonna blow you off. We'll talk to you, man. Like, we're all here to help grow the sport. You know, help you figure out what you got to do to make yourself better, make your team better, make your local community better. You know, I mean, everybody's just trying to grow the sport and have fun. Because, I mean, in all reality, that's like one of my favorite things about the entire thing is meeting new people and hanging out with people. Like, after the East Coast Regionals, all of us at Applebee's, like, that was...
Ah, man.
It's not even all about the airsoft, man. It's about all the people, too. It's a blast.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, and it's the culture. Right? It comes down to it. But, yeah, we'd love to see it. Yeah, we had a comment that says we'd love to see Fight Night at NA. I mean, yeah, I think NA has the potential to do it, hands down, if you got the attention. Now, obviously, you know, unless you had SpeakUV and truly involved, you know, with Roy and them really getting involved in this, I don't think you could make it kind of official. But, hell, I mean, even, you know, something kind of personal for an NA thing would be kind of cool.
Yeah, man. I think there's enough fields around here that they could definitely get whatever field wanted to, you know, send a couple of representatives from each of the fields and have some kind of like regional, like 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, like some kind of small tournament that you could really make some good production out of.
I hope to see something like that.
That would be awesome, for real.
No, it really would.
I mean,
I would.
Go ahead.
But the only thing I would be curious about, because at the beginning of the Fight Night situation, you basically had to, correct me if I'm wrong, but you basically had to choose a weapon off the table.
Yeah, there's been different formats for each of them.
Yeah.
And I think you could really just format it however you wanted, really. I mean, I think letting people use their personal weapon would be fine for a starting basis, and then if you get a following for it, then sure, make it a little harder or something, I don't know. But there's just so many different ways you can do it. Like, that's the other cool thing about Airsoft, is there's so many different ways to play that everybody's able to play it and enjoy it in their own way. I mean, ACS says it the best, play different, man. Like, I know we all kind of laugh and cut up about that saying because I mean, in all it does kind of sound corny to just say play different, but I mean that's truly what the sport's all about. I mean, there's so many different ways to enjoy it. You know, you just got to let people do what they want.
Yeah. So we should do that when you guys coming up to NA to just get a 2v2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, anything like that. Even 2v2, he would even kind of be kind of cool just to. But it boils down to it. It seems like there's just so much drive, and I know we're at the beginning of this. I mean, I have no doubt we are at pre-explosion of airsoft over here. There's just way too much hunger going on from players and too much drive to not just explode at some point. I mean, I think it's just going to matter when we get that time to do it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's something we can holler at Preston about, man. Maybe getting a, like a 1v1 out there in Shipment or something, you know?
It'd be cool for sure. It definitely would be.
I mean, just a little bit more events.
But
the other crazy thing about Airsoft is how much the community innovates products, man. Like the amount of stuff that's being made with 3D printers and stuff nowadays. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I mean, you got people out here making whole uppers and lowers out of 3D printed filaments and stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, the technology's getting better. And it's, man, to think on that too, it's kind of like, well, we've hypothetically said it before. It's just like, man, where do you see this going in 5 years? I mean, we can talk about how it's gonna, how the sport's gonna continue to grow and things like this, and the community continues to grow. But just the technology, the gun styles, loadouts, you know, the engines that are being built. I mean, there's already so much money being poured into it, and so
Yeah.
much. I mean, it's just, and like you just said, the 3D printers are just making. I was saying it a little while ago with the high caps. You know, just like, man, I'm telling you, 3D printers are, because you just see it every day. I mean, you know, just some of the craziest stuff. I mean, to see on TikTok, just crazy things people build. It's just like, man, you could just.
Yeah, like stuff with like shot counters and things like that. Like
That's amazing.
what when is that going to become the norm? You know, like everybody's going to have a shot counter in their gun someday. Like, what's the next evolution for tracers and tracer BBs? Are we going to see the day like what we talked about on the podcast before? I know we discussed how eventually championship games for Speed TV are going to be, you know, one team has red tracers or whatever, and the other team has blue tracers. You know, that you got two different colored tracers so you can see your opposing fire and stuff like that. Like just all kinds of weird. I mean, not weird, but just interesting stuff is just. You know, literally, if you think it, you can create it. Is what it almost seems like nowadays with the amount of people and technology, like 3D printers and such, and you know, like even with like innovations of making this already pre-existing products. Like look at all the stuff Sutton is doing with LA Kappa. I mean, he's made advancements in the slides and blowback units and all kinds of stuff. You know, and like he said, he hasn't even been in the game that long. What, like sub 2 years?
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
now?
I mean, if that. I mean,
And-
I know he said his company really started. When all the COVID stuff hit, is when he really started cracking down on, you know, just building all these things. And then hell, you're seeing just exactly what we're talking about. You know, started this out with the KWA Fight Night. Hell, they got his logo everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, he's touching a lot of areas, man. Shout out to him for that. I mean, that's good
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
100%.
And I mean, it's inspirational, man. But it's just crazy to think about, you know, the things that are the possibilities, man. The sky is the damn limit when it comes to airsoft. Like I said, different games that we can do. And I love this fight night ordeal. Like it's very interesting, and it really, you know, it kind of lets you put your money where your mouth is. You know, those guys out there, it's just like, you know, 1v1 me, bro. You know, you know, put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. And it's like you get to take that competitiveness and then really bring it to all eyes on you. You know, and you know the underdog can really shine in that situation. And, you know, and I watched that video earlier. I don't know if anybody else has watched this yet, but I will link it, the one we was just watching. And they brought up a good point, man. He was talking about, you know, Fight Night was something you could mix Milsimers and Speed Softers. And, you know, there was no, like, real, you know, headbanging to it. It's like, you know, put them both in that element of the world. And that's one of those, you know, you know, put your money where your mouth is kind of situation, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's not like it's just a one-sided kind of thing. I don't know, man. I hope to see some stuff like that. I really want to see this stuff grow over here. I really
Wait,
do.
hold up. Now, I agree with you all the way up until you said it doesn't feel one-sided.
Well, I mean, okay. I'll grant you that. I mean, it seems more. It seems. I would agree with that. It's definitely more of a Speedsoft feel to the whole thing. I agree with that completely.
Okay.
But
No, because
you
can't do it. If you,
yeah, but you can stick those guys, you know, a Milsim player that wants to just go to Milsim. I mean, not all the Milsims out in the woods and out in big ass fields. You know, some of them are in old hospitals, old schools,
Yeah,
things like that.
in all reality, your airsoft fundamentals are all the same. It's
Yes.
just how you implement it. Whether you're going to, you know, put it in a competitive standpoint where you know where everyone is and, you know, who's going to make the better movement or the better shot versus, you know, Milsim, it's a lot of unknown territory and just, you know, positioning and stuff like that. Whereas in Speed QB, it's all about gun skill majority of the time, really.
Yeah,
Decision making.
no, I wasn't saying it was like heavily majority Speed QB. I'm just saying like, yeah, we use the same skills, but
You're definitely in your comfort zone more in a fight night setting if you do speed soft. I would feel like.
yeah.
yeah, because like that to us that is our bread and butter. That is our everyday. That is our like that we wake up, and if we wake up in that situation, we know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing for our skill set. Now, I'm not saying a Milsim guy he can't do that, I'm 100%
I'm about
not
to say,
saying
because
that.
like in all reality, we all started at ACS, and a lot of your engagements at ACS are more of your more milsim style engagements, I would guess, because there's not that many tight corners and stuff at ACS. I mean, you've got a lot of long range engagements, and a lot of it is, you know, whenever we play at NA versus playing at ACS, I find myself at NA, you know, dying to stuff that, well, one, I'm not as familiar with the field as I am at ACS and know all the nooks and crannies. But I find myself dying to a lot more of, you know, my own mistake of not paying attention, or, you know, just getting ahead of myself because of playing like I do at ACS, where I don't expect there to be everybody around every corner. You know, it's something you got to. It's a completely different game between ACS and NA, and you even see that with a lot of the people we play with at NA who are there regularly. They most of the time they'll wipe the floor with us, but I mean, we have good games, no doubt. But I would definitely say you can tell where we are not accustomed to playing in such an environment frequently.
I would agree with that.
You gotta admit, but as soon as we get, well, all right. So NA's always changing their field for one,
Yeah, that is another thing too. Like,
and so they're always switching their field. So the guys who either work it or are able to get to it a little bit earlier than us are able to see it a lot more.
yeah, for sure.
So they, so they pre-know all the nooks and crannies, as to where we're just getting there, we're learning, but as soon as we figure out what's going on,
Yeah, we can run
we're-
as a unit, and we're doing a lot. Yeah, but that's a good thing, though, man. I mean, I like that it's kind of like, ACS, we can go out there and we know every damn corner, every angle, everything, everywhere everybody's going to go.
Yeah, we all know the setups to win every single game mode because we've played it enough.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of like about NA is it's just like, even though we are showing up in there and it's like it's a little bit different, each time we show up, it's one of those think on your feet. There's been several times, especially when we was down there last time, a couple weeks ago. I mean, I took off and didn't know where the hell I was, like immediately, just like, whoa, this thing has changed so much. There's some buildings that are roughly the same, but it's like, oh my gosh, but learning to think on your feet.
It wasn't a challenge, man. Like that's the whole point. Like if it wasn't a challenge, then you would just get boring and stale. You got to change stuff up and push yourself to be better all the time, or else it's just going to get lackluster and you're going to burn out on it really easy.
oh yeah,
Call sign Smoke. I would definitely. He called me. I said 1v1 me, Steve. I will. I'll gladly would.
I'll tell you, hey, 1v1 and Steve on the Speed TV field's no joke. Me and him did it a few times at HTK.
That was fun, bro.
He's a monster on the breakout. I'll tell you that.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Watching that, and I wanted to give you like a 3-second head start just so you can say you could make it to a bunker.
That's a fun place, man.
Talking about HTK, dude, I'm ready for them to open up monthly competitions at HTK. I really am.
I think it's only a matter of time, man.
Yes.
I hope.
Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. You know what's gonna be nuts? Whenever we get everything in sync, and there's a once a month competition at every field.
My bad. I had to jump in the comments just on something that Predator said. He said, "Nah, dog. We get 1v1 Steve, so we'll get our pick." Yeah, he's talking about that fight night pick we was conversating about because we both got. I mean, he's been rocking the dreads a lot longer. I mean, mine's probably just going to be definitely while it's cold for the most part outside. Because it's still new to me, and I can tell, like, when I wore it last weekend, people... Hell, Tony didn't even know I was there. Like, she didn't. Until she actually seen my face, she didn't even realize it was me. But, yeah, that...
I feel like y'all are going to recognize my face. I hadn't seen y'all in so long.
I know, man. We miss you, bro.
I've been hibernating.
And we know, yeah, you've been getting ready for duck season?
Yeah, I've been doing that all the time. Yeah. PBZ Spiffy will be taking a hibernation for the months of the end of November to the beginning of February. So I'll be there for tournaments, but At least I hope I am. Unless y'all boot me off.
No, we ain't doing that. You one of the
Ain't going.
OGs.
You ain't going nowhere.
So,
But go ahead.
no, go ahead, because I was.
Nah, I was literally just about to spit around for a second. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna jump around to the Nashville trip this weekend.
Bruh,
Yeah, got to leave Esmond out of this conversation.
Yeah, Esmond ain't gonna be joining us this weekend. Actually, I shouldn't have said that because now people might be prepared. Like, well, if he ain't there, PBZ ain't gonna be shit. Nah, he's gonna be sitting out of this one.
yeah, which is cool, which is fine.
It's cool
I'm
though.
okay.
And by our recent text messages that we're all getting here, one of our players is having gun issues that we're going to have to fix. So hopefully we don't start this weekend out like that.
Oh yeah, if this spirals into gun issues on gun issues, I'll just stay home, man. I don't even want to. Oh man.
Yeah, we're hyped about that. I'm glad they changed it because we wasn't going to be able to attend if they did it the next weekend. We have some stuff going on as a team and wouldn't be able to attend that one. So we would have had to sit November's tournament out. But from our understanding, both A and B will be there this Saturday.
Yeah,
So.
B team. I think Bobby said Casey had to back out earlier, so now Pops is back on the lineup.
All right.
So their lineup for this weekend is Pops, Bobby, Brady, Ryan, and Josh, which is a pretty stout team if you ask me.
Yeah,
I would say so. And
Pretty stout team.
I gotta give it to Brady though, man. Like I do. Man, the boy has every time I've rushed with him or anything, just saying on a personal level, is like playing him against the field, or when I played with him, he went with us when we was down in Nashville last time. He had my 6. Like I give it to that boy. Like he had my 6 the entire time. That's what I like about all y'all, man. It's just like if one of y'all or me or something, just like let's go, let's rush them, let's do this. There's not a split second hesitation.
Oh no, not at all.
And
all of us are good at listening to each other too. One person says, "Hey, you got my back,"
Yeah,
you right on them.
I love that, man, and it's just I mean, I give all y'all a shout out for that, man. It's being able to have the 6 on call like that. Just go.
That's like one of my biggest factors about having people on my team is like if I'm playing with somebody, the best skill you can have isn't even being good with your gun or being good with positioning. Just being able to listen and actually formulate an idea or a plan on something and not fall through with it. If you can listen, then you're better than 50% of the other players out there.
That's facts.
that is true.
Hey,
if you just talk and if you communicate and listen to other people, you're going to go a lot farther in airsoft than you will anywhere or any other way.
That's facts.
Because half the time you need call outs. I think one day my gun went down at ACS, and I literally was just holding my gun, and I would peek my head through a window or around the corner, and I was doing call outs for Steve and Bobby.
There they are.
and literally, it would be like me poking my head around the corner. I see somebody and tell Steve, and 5 seconds later, Steve was already dropping. I'm like, all right, they're gone. Look around the corner again. Look for somebody else. Just calling people out. I'm not even shooting, but I'm helping him find people to shoot, so we don't just somebody doesn't run around this corner and just shoot us.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, Houdini's calling you out, E. he said, let's go. Well, he ain't gonna be there this weekend, Houdini, but we'll I'm sure he'll take you up on that offer.
Oh yeah, nah, I got you. Don't worry about it, Houdini. Next time I'm down there, I got you. I got you.
Smoke's calling me out. I don't know where we're gonna play a 1v1. If you're talking about on the Speed QB field, yeah, I'll gladly do it. I'd love to, man. It'd be a lot of fun. And it's always all love, y'all. For real. Wait a minute. Houdini said no. What do you mean? What do you mean no? You done said it. I'll screenshot this, Houdini.
You can't run from it.
I will screenshot it.
All right, now you're confusing us. Now you said no. Now you calling me out. Which one is it? We
I
running the
think you're
one.
saying no to the fact that you won't be there this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, no, okay. So the reason I won't be there is it is my niece's first birthday and I can't miss it.
yeah, family things, bro.
Yeah, so it's alright. It's cool. Like
We're gonna show out for you.
there's
Bro.
more. There's gonna be plenty more. I'll be back.
Yeah.
It'll be alright. And I got faith in my team. I got faith in the lineup on both sides. So like I'm not even worried about it.
Man, I'm just ready to have Tristan back.
I know.
I
Dude.
haven't played with Tristan since East Coast.
Yeah, since HCK, man, I'm super pumped about him being back, and he's got to fix whatever that gun issue is he's got going on over there in the messages I see popping up. But yeah, man, Tristan, I think a lot of people don't see him much because he hasn't been with us. He ain't been with us too long to play a few. I think he's played 2 or 3 tournaments with us.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the man's quiet too. The man don't talk to nobody unless you know him.
True.
Y'all reach out to my boy Tristan. That boy cool. You just got to talk to him.
yeah, he's cool as a fan for real. He's a good dude.
Cool as a fan.
And our boy's getting married this weekend, so y'all go ahead and hit him
Yeah.
up with a congratulations because he's
Oh,
signed.
I was thinking about this. Like, literally, the tournament is like his bachelor party.
Oh, yeah, man, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna get his ass some macaroni with some barbecue or buffalo chicken on that thing, just for.
Oh, dude. I hope
No
it
way.
works.
Hold up.
Man.
I'm not gonna lie. If y'all do see the Mac truck, I'd highly appreciate it if somebody would bring me some back.
Man, that shit ain't
Bro,
gonna make it home.
that shit would be nasty, dude.
It
Dude,
would,
I don't. It's so good. It'd be worth it.
the time
That'd be gross.
the time it reached you, bro, it'd be nothing but a container and a fork because we done ate all that.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody would get hungry before we get back to Clarksville to eat some cookout.
That's facts.
We always stop and have some freaking
Dude.
cookout.
That sweet tea at cookout on the way home is like the most refreshing thing to get you the rest of the way home.
I mean,
Oh my god,
that's facts until they try to poison you with unsweet tea and shit.
that is
Man.
only you.
I swear that
You,
shit.
you don't even get to talk about this, bro. Every time we go on these trips, unless you're driving, on the way home, you take your shoes off and kick back and fall asleep.
That's triple facts.
That is absolutely true.
I have not seen E stay awake unless he is driving on any trip ever.
And his feet damn near my lap every time.
Hey, you can't say much because you do the same thing.
This is facts too. I mean, we'll just damn near be scissoring each other over there.
Yeah, because I will get cookout, get comfortable, and that's it. That's the rest of the story right there.
Mm.
So yes, I am that guy. As soon as my shoes go off, y'all stop talking to me. Oh yeah, world's gone. I'm asleep.
I'm pretty sure you fell asleep mid conversation before, so don't even say stop talking to you.
Bruh.
I mean, I could be having a combo with him, and the next thing you know, you just hear.
Nah. Dude, remember that screenshot I sent where he fell asleep on me on Facebook? We was on Messenger and he fell asleep on me on Messenger. I screenshot. I was like, bruh.
I'm over here on a phone call with you, and you fell asleep.
I couldn't do what happened, man. He just said something to me too, like
We might as well just change his name from Leo to Z, and just have Z's all across the back of his jersey.
Now, look, so in that situation, I had literally just got off of work, like got into the house, got into bed, and got home, and you called me, and I'm like, this is usually when I take my naps, so I'm curious on how long I'm gonna stay in this conversation. I remember saying those last few words, and then just being out, and then waking up to be like, I was on the phone with Steve.
Yeah, you got the rate your phone call message. It's
Yeah.
Like, how was your phone call with Steve?
Like, I woke up seeing that, I'm like, bruh, I know there's a screenshot or two out there now. It's fine. Like, he got me. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Tristan. I don't know if Tristan's watching. He might be more occupied in his gun. But if he is, yeah, we definitely we'll say something to him, Houdini. He might have to run with that thing for his bachelor party. He might have to dot him up a few times, get him to run across there. Because I mean, you are signing your life away, and I say this as a married man. Yeah, it's like signing a parole agreement.
That's crazy.
I get the dad. I get the jokes like that. I've been married almost 10 years, and I'd say it if she was sitting here. I get to do that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm super pumped for Tristan, man. His old lady, she's an awesome, sweet girl. I'm very excited for the both of them.
Can't forget about Cash Money Martin.
Yeah, Cash Money Martin. Yeah, that's their newborn. Man, he's the sweetest, squishiest little thing you ever see. But yeah, he's gonna be our up and coming speed softer at some point.
100%. That is facts on top of facts.
Yeah, he's gonna be raised around it. So
So we're actually gonna have a busy weekend.
yeah, this I'm pretty pumped for the whole weekend, the whole ordeal. I'm super pumped about. I'm glad Houdini's gonna be able to play in this one for the tournament. He didn't get to last time. I'm super pumped for him. I'm looking forward to this whole weekend, man. I mean, for me, it's what I look forward to every week. I mean, I take my little ass to work, do my little thing, do the dad thing, the husband thing, and then it's like, look forward to slinging some plastic at my homies every weekend.
Facts.
And I miss it. It's been too long since I played.
I know it does, man. That's what's crazy too. Is every time, man, like somebody will miss like 2 weekends, and I swear it seems like the entire 2 seasons went by. It'd be like,
100%.
like, dude, you've missed so much, just like what happened, man? Like trying to tell stories and stuff. Like, man, I wasn't there. I'm like, damn, it's like what happened?
I don't think I've played since the last Nashville tournament.
Well, we played last month, so that was October, but that was early October. It was like the 3rd or something like that.
No, the third was the 8-year. The second was the 8-year. We played on the
11th, something like that. 11th.
Something like something. So, I don't remember what day it was.
Yeah, and then you didn't get to play the September 11th one or something like that.
It was the 9th of October. We were in NA. It was the last time I played. Yeah, I didn't get to play September because I got hurt. And that was the one y'all won.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I'm super pumped about the weekend to be able to do this. There ain't no really other major things coming up though, man. So it's gonna start getting cold. So nothing that I know of. ACS is supposed to have a tournament sometime showing up. I've been trying to stay on the horn with Preston about, what might show up later on with the tournament thing that was advertised. But we was talking about it a couple weeks ago, man. Might have to start hitting up, maybe KartCon next month. I don't know about what y'all are thinking.
I'm all for some cold weather KartCon.
Yes, hell yes.
I could definitely get behind some KartCon.
Might have to put that on the schedule. I think I'm willing to bet Houdini would probably show up there with us with the Praetorians.
Hey, I bet we could talk to Slaughter and they'd probably go. Slaughter Gang, if you're out there, call at us about planning a winter trip to KartCon.
I got a calendar on standby. I always do. Like when we doing this?
My weekends are pretty open to pretty much airsoft, so KartCon is a hard maybe.
The 18th already sounds good because if we're gonna play Nashville's December tournament, which will be on the 4th, unless they reschedule, unless it was back-to-back traveling. The 18th right before Christmas just sounds kind of good, but we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be hard pressed to get me and Pops away on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Other than a tournament. May have to hit it up in like February or something. Don't know. I'm sure we can find a weekend to get away. Go play some airsoft with the homies.
Uh-oh.
Seen it. I'm looking at it now.
What are we looking at? Oh, Tristan's video. What else we got to talk about, boys? I mean, we don't have any events coming up. What else is there to discuss?
Shit, I don't know. I figured this would be one of those kind of chill kind of things. I mean, we got the KWA kind of ordeal out the way, more or less. I mean, I don't know. I think I know this. I mean, I've been trying to think of somebody to bring on lately, or reaching out to see if I can bring on somebody good. Tell me piss off, you know. Which is cool. I mean, it's cool. What about y'all? Who's somebody y'all would like to see on the podcast?
What is this?
I mean, somebody that actually knows who the hell we are.
Those are few and far between.
I know it, man. I know it, but we try. We try.
I don't know. What about the viewers? Who y'all got that you want to see get on the podcast, and or what topics do y'all want to see covered? We're always open to ideas. It's hard to have a weekly episode where we don't like repeat something we've already said.
Houdini just mentioned Freelander's Creo machine. Creo?
Cerakote.
Cerakote. Yeah, that's Cerakote. I'm stoked to see how it turns out for him.
I just rubbed my eyes and leaned forward to see that.
Ooh,
My bad.
Yeah.
Danny. Danny's a good one.
And Danny would be a good person to have on the cast.
He would. And somebody I was thinking of the other day, and I should have asked to see if one of them come on here today. We have yet to, except Houdini, bring anybody from Praetorians on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, might have to
Maybe
get
we should get Pumbaa or somebody or Smoke on the podcast.
and get a couple of them. Danny would be a good one. I don't know if Danny has Discord and all that stuff, but I'm sure he'd set it up. Danny, that's a good suggestion.
All right, boys. Well, I gotta head out. I got work early in the morning, so
Hey, it's okay. Esmond Brady said you still can't read, so
I can't either. But I could barely. I had my phone like 2 feet in front of me too, and I couldn't even see it for a second until he started to read it. I was like, oh, that's Cerakote.
I'm sorry. Look, I told you, had something in my eye, rubbed it, and misseen it.
I mean, it's your story. You tell it. Yeah.
All right.
Breeze would be dope.
All right. Well,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right,
All right,
bro.
later,
You have a
yeah.
good one.
All right.
Hey, Breeze be a super good one. Houdini
Yeah,
from
yeah.
SG.
Breeze from SG.
Here, I'm gonna write down a couple of these as it is said. I'll reach out to.
We need to get Ethan back on here again to discuss the new SpeedQB rules and see his opinion on that.
Oh man, that would have been nice to have him today. Out of all days, being, we'll play this weekend. I actually asked him, hey, Houdini or Constantine, anyone. I think y'all are the only ones on here. Do y'all know anything yet? Now I remember having a conversation with y'all last time I was there. We was talking about maybe in Nashville doing a round limit, not a mag limit. If they're going to, I bet, I would love to have Pumbaa on. To have a, what's going to go happen with this one this weekend? Are we going to be with the new implications from SpeedQB, the no feathering, the mag limit? We're going to put it on round limit. Somebody talk to me. I'm gonna see, and when I messaged Ethan earlier, and I ain't got a response yet from him. But I mean, I'm sure we'll find out in briefing come Saturday. But personally, I would like to see the round limit, not the mag limit, and no feathering.
Yeah, I'd like to see 1,000 round count cap and no feathering implemented too. I think that would really change up how a lot of teams play.
Yeah.
Ours included.
Yeah, amen. I agree. Because, I mean, I ain't scared to admit it that, hell yeah, I was back there feathering the trigger. But, said, don't know yet, ain't told me anything. Well, I mean, we've had that conversation before on this, but I think it'd definitely be a great thing to have the feathering. I feathered the shit out of mine, gone through mag after mag. But mostly I usually play the back line, so I'm naturally trying to give cover, yada yada yada. But I like the new rules personally. I think it's going to make me as a better player, make other players better players. So I'm looking forward to doing it. And I'm hoping that it's actually enforced. And then I'm wondering what the penalty will be for if somebody just out of habit goes ahead and feathers that trigger.
Right.
What's that? Is that a 5 point? What's that? 25. What we doing here? And we'll have those answers, I'm sure. But I'd like to see it on this one. Because I know, me and you, we've played every damn team out there unless they're going to show up that we haven't yet.
Yeah.
But everyone does it.
Mhm.
By everyone, I don't mean every single player does it. I'm sure some of them are like, no, I don't, Steve. Well, don't imply, let it fly. But the majority of teams are literally feathering the trigger, not necessarily just spamming. If you want to differentiate, I don't see too much differentiating between it, because I don't know, man. There's just a lot of it going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Brady. Yeah, I'm wondering what the penalty will be. And then I'm wondering how that's going to be questionable, because the rules specify that we have to hold the grip. And I've already talked to a few people. Now, I haven't specifically tried it myself because, out of all honesty, I think it's slightly trying to find the gray area between it. And that's people loosely holding the grip and still trying to rock your hand, yet holding the grip. And I don't think... I think that's trying to fly under the radar. I don't think that's... I
think everybody's going to have their own interpretation of it, and really they're just going to have to break it down briefing by briefing on what the rules are, or Roy's going to have to come out and say something about it. Because, like you said, people are going to try to bend the rules as much as they can, and then people are going to argue, and it's just...
Yeah, because spamming the... I refuse to believe that you could anyone could pull the trigger as fast as feathering the trigger. I refuse to believe that you can do it as fast and as many, while holding that grip. If you want to show me and prove me wrong, all right, well, I'll eat my words. But until then, nah, bruh. I'm not hearing it. But I think it is a little bit under the... I think people are going to try to bend that rule and try to shake their hand on that grip.
Yeah.
And personally, personally, when they do, I hope they feel uncomfortable, and I, put a BB in their lens. Personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not going to do it. If the rules are implicated, I'm going to hold my grip and pull the trigger as fast as I can with my middle finger.
I really hope that they go with the new rule set scoring, because that was a big change whenever we went to HTK. Playing by that set of points. Yeah,
so you're talking about out of the best 2 rounds, and you drop your lowest round.
And also they changed how the whole flag grab points situation works, because under the new rule set, it kind of there is incentive to do a multitude of things. There is an incentive for, if neither team is pushing the flag, then to just leave the flag hanging, and that way you can get the first grab and the hang bonus. But if one team is going, if one team is pushing the flag, then you're kind of incentivized to also push them with the flag to get the flag back. So it's just interesting to see how the new score set works out, because if your flag carrier dies, then you lose your flag grab bonus, whereas under the current rule set at NA, I don't believe that's been the case. You get the points for the first flag grab whether your flag carrier dies or not.
And to think on NA too, I know, which I get it. Nobody wants to be there all night. But when we start adding a third round into every match, it's going to have 3 rounds no matter what. I think it definitely needs to be a little bit on the more serious side of calculating points and making sure those points are on point.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because that's you could be sending somebody home and sending the wrong champion, in the wrong spot, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And as much as I like the rule of reviewing footage, I think that should just never be done again. If you want my personal opinion, there's too much argument and people trying to prove that they should be still in based off of footage. At the end of the day, ref call should just be last call. If you want my honest opinion, I mean, I would love to be able to call people out and use footage. It's just too hectic, and there's no clear way to do it.
I agree with that. It's got too many cons and not enough pros for the situation.
Yeah. It's definitely a great idea. I just think the negatives outweigh the good by a long shot.
Yeah, I definitely.
I think there is kind of a culture of being a sore loser in airsoft, or really in any competitive sport. A lot of people are sore losers, especially in a sport like airsoft where there's such a wide opening and such a large capability to cheat. I mean, you got to think about it. There's people that cheat constantly that just never get caught, and it's a serious problem in airsoft. And people are going to be upset when they lose that way through sport. And I feel like it's kind of almost made it a constant where people feel like they've been cheated if they lose, and it's just toxic, man. That's why you can't have people turn in footage, because it's going to be every single game all the time.
I agree with that. Which I don't know. I mean, there's been some clips of footage that we've seen that's just like, bruh, that was too obvious, and you flinched.
Yeah.
But putting it out there for the change the board. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm on board with you, man. I think it does. It causes way too many problems. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, like what Freeland just said, the camera rule is like something that would only be capable with an ESPN budget and a setup for the ref to be able to easily review footage.
Hell yeah, that's definite facts.
Yep, that's exactly my point. If you were going to be reviewing footage, it would definitely have to be off of the official media staff of the tournament. Not just somebody's cell phone or a GoPro or something.
Yeah, and see, and what Houdini's talking about, it separates us, and we come back and learn from it, and learn to do better. I mean, it means something to me. I'm sure there's somebody that's gonna tell you out there that Steve don't call shit. All right, whatever, Bubs. But it means it to me, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I rather win knowing I won instead of cheat my way to it. I have no interest in that whatsoever. If you shoot me, you shoot me. If I shoot you and you didn't feel it, and I know you didn't feel it, I'll shoot you again. It's the same concept. I'm shot. I know I'm shot at times, and I don't feel it. Just the same way I shoot other people, and they don't feel it sometimes. But to win, to get to the top, ain't a title I want to have, and nor me nor my team would I want anything to do with being cheaters. So
that is another unfortunate thing about airsoft, is there is a high percentage of times that you get hit. That unless you see it coming at you and it bounce off, some hard part of your plate carrier, or hit you in the tank or in the dump pouch, unless you hear it or see it, most of the time you're not going to feel it. And that's just unfortunate, really, because...
Agreed. I mean, Esmond was talking about that earlier. We've all said it plenty of times. I mean, there's been times, especially at ACS, when somebody's running. I mean, they're wide open on all cylinders, cutting out running. You're leading ahead, you got them. And they didn't call it. But not necessarily getting mad off the rip. It's just like, bro, he probably didn't feel that. Like, as much adrenaline as that dude had running across there, like his life was in danger.
No doubt.
There ain't no damn way he felt that,
Yeah, the only way you ever are going to hit somebody who's running full throttle is if you get them with all of a full auto burst, because then they're going to feel it, no doubt.
Agreed. And plate carriers, tanks, things like that. Yeah, no doubt.
Magazines across your chest, that's the hardest one. That one you have to listen for it. Getting hit in your magazines that are on your chest is like, you're never going to feel that. You got to either see it or hear it.
Yeah, I've shot plenty of people right there in the magazines and chest plates, and I'm not feeling it, and that's pretty obvious. But I mean, there are those people. I mean, we've all had them, we've all experienced them that hit. You know, you hit them, they know that they know they're hit. You see the flinch, and they just keep on going. Which that's one thing I like ACS over Nashville is Preston's like, if they don't call it, light them up. Keep shooting them. Keep shooting them. Keep shooting them. There is no 3-shot rule at ACS. So, I mean, if you don't call nothing, we can dump a mag in you. You'll call it eventually. Which, you know, I mean, the only thing I wish that we didn't have there that Nashville does is the whole no minimum engagement thing.
That's another thing Houdini just brought up. That's a big reason why he's not a fan of gun hits. I agree. Gun hits, you know, that's something we've all had in our brain as airsofters since majority of us since day one to not call a gun hit.
Yeah.
And, you know, even if and the big reason we don't call gun hits is because they're hard as hell to spot out. I mean, you literally have to hear it or see it, like everything else I've said. And I mean, even if, you know, now, even if we do get hit in the gun while we're playing Speed QB, unless you're consciously thinking about, you know, gun hits count, you're just going to brush it off because every other time you play airsoft, they don't matter.
Yeah. And the only place that we're putting is, and to keep it like in your subconscious now, is just like to literally at Speed QB, and that's just because that rule is in there now. Of at least with Nashville, is that gun hits do count. Now I could be wrong. It could be on there. I didn't read the part.
Yeah, it's in the new.
It's in the new. Okay, then it's on the official rules that gun hits do count on that. So. Which that wasn't a problem to adjust to. Me, I just tuck in a little bit more. Not to mention my barrel is like 6 inches long, bruh. Like, I don't have a problem with it sticking out there. I really don't. My gun, like, it's not much gun there to hit. You're bound to hit my hand or me before you hit my gun. But yeah, gun hits are squat. It's just ridiculous. Opposed to there. How I feel about it on the Speed QB field, I'm neutral. I think it's BS, but at the same time, I think it's a good thing. Mostly because it gets the player to tuck in, makes it more skill. It makes it harder to hit the opponent, and not just, man, you hit the tip of his gun, and it's like he's out. So it's like, man, that's bogus. You know, like, I don't want you to go out because of that. You know, like, but ACS, oh, you can shoot my gun all day, bro. I'm not calling nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, I've stick my gun out of the doorway before several times. Like when somebody I know, was looking at me, shooting at me, I've stuck my, rail out to see if I can get them to, they think I'm coming out and they shoot again just to kind of see if they're still there. Yeah, and then the penalized part for it, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of... I don't necessarily think there should be a penalty against it in Speed QB because it's like you may not know it. And that's kind of one of the things with GoPro. One of the videos that I put out with me, 18 PVZ-A playing PVZ-B, I loaded that and I was shot in the GoPro by a teammate from home. I didn't know it until I actually reviewed the footage and seen it because I didn't hear it, I didn't feel it, I didn't nothing, and I felt extremely bad. I even stopped the video and was like, bruh, I'm sorry, you had me. But it was kind of one of those scenarios. Now, that was a legal kill because he hit my GoPro. If I would have filtered it or anything like that, boom, get in the kill box, bro. But it's kind of like the gun hit thing. It's just like, dude, my GoPro's not physically attached to me. And not to mention, I mean, you know it as well as I do. On that back line, and especially in Nashville, when there's spamming and feathering and all this gunfights, it looks like, Storm and Normandy, how many times we get lit up from the back of how many BBs are bouncing off that wall. And I've shot,
no doubt.
And I've shot myself in the face so many damn times on cover, especially from home. Before I peeked, I shot before I actually peeked because I'm trying to do it quickly and shot the structure and it bounced back and hit me. And it's like, well, that don't count. But at the same time, it's kind of like, a ref seeing that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, so now, see, I haven't had the scenario yet, Houdini, on having a gun hit and like getting pulled out. The only time that I can recall is 2 times that I was pulled out that I didn't know. One on my very first tournament there. One supposedly hit my GoPro. I didn't know. Ref pulled me out from Dorito. I think it was red side. And then the one we won, I was hit. Apparently I was hit somewhere right when we was at the end of the game. I was pulled out. And see, that's another thing too. Is like shooting somebody's dump pouch. You know, you're not gonna feel that, bro. Like,
Yeah, I don't even wear one anymore.
yeah, like I haven't been. It just kind of depends. But now I don't rock a belt now, so. And I'm gonna try not to throw my mags as much and stuff because I tend to lose them. But yeah, man, there's a lot of little things in that, man. But Speaky B itself is just like the funnest shit ever. Like, it's so fun to me. I love the aggression to it. It's where you get to really be aggressive. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, don't be a dick and overshooting people, but I mean, you kind of get to shoot the shit out of people. It's I look at it like playing a game of chess. You know, you're kind of where you're moving your pieces as we move up.
No doubt.
Trying to outsmart the other person, especially when it comes to peeking and stuff. You know, peek high, low, mid, left. You know, just kind of, trying to read somebody on a split second decision, like which way do you think they're about to peek. You know, and then you start seeing consistencies of people. Certain teams that you're like, I know you're going there, and there. I know exactly what you are going to do.
Yep.
Like, it's just like are so predictable. So you can like just go ahead and have the BBs there waiting for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, treat like a hit no call. Nick Powder's side gets.
Well, Steve-O, as much as I'd love to stay and keep it going, I got to get to this homework, and I'm not getting much done sitting here talking about airsoft.
I hear that though, man. Y'all, I appreciate always y'all's interaction with us, man. It's super cool. It's super cool to see it us grow, and it's usually some of the same guys, man. But we are extremely appreciative of y'all, even though we usually don't have much to talk about. It's our way of kind of hanging out with the homies from as far as we are, and get to just cover conversations that we all like, freaking airsoft, you know. But we'll have something else. I'm going to shout out to a couple guys and see if I can't get them on next week. So y'all make sure y'all come join us again. Probably at the same consistency, anywhere between 7:02 to 7:07 p.m. somewhere in there. Because I think that's a new thing we're going to try to pick up just because that's the way it kind of started. But yeah, man, if you ain't got nothing to say, Mason, I'm out. And I will...
Yeah, much love to all the teams that are coming out to NA this weekend. Good luck, everybody. You know, let's have a good weekend with some good airsoft, good competition.
Facts.
All right, with that, PBZ out.